So in terms of how the Big Give has increased our skills, I feel I'm slightly talking for a colleague here who she's transformed the communications aspect of Include. She's worked incredibly hard. And I think the Big Give was the catalyst for that. Where we started, we were quite inexperienced, we hadn't done a great deal before, and we set a really small target for our first campaign. We set a target of £5,000, and we reached it on the second or third day of the campaign and went, oh, okay, this is going better than we expected. And that gave us a real kind of confidence boost in the content that we were able to share, in the impact that we are having for the people that we work with. And that's increased year on year. So every year that we've done it, we've tried something new. We also found that because we were going onto platforms and using social media platforms in a way that we hadn't done previously, we were attracting new supporters. And I think that campaign element, that fact that you are aiming for a particular target, means that sometimes people who wouldn't normally share content will be motivated to go, come on, let's have a big push. So one year we had a fantastic guy who we'd been involved with, met him a little bit. He was on social media and much more prolific on social media than most of our supporters. And because we were getting close to the target, £20,000 target, he shared with everybody on his networks and went, come on, let's see if this charity can get there. And we did. And I don't think we'd have hit the target without him. And that then opened us up to a new raft of audiences, which was great.
So the match funding in particular has been really beneficial to us. I do notice people giving annually just in the Big Give campaign, so for me that shows that match funding is really important. For a lot of those funders, or supporters I should say, of £5-10, so I think that's really lovely for them to see it's a £10 donation to us or a £20 donation. And with regards to the organisation's resilience, so we work across hospitals across England, and these campaigns we always do as sort of mental health campaigns and are more general across our work across all the hospitals. So when we have these larger targets, it means we can focus on those hospitals where we possibly haven't had as much funding that year, and it means we can continue the service in all hospitals.
Big Give has been hugely important for the Global Returns Project's resilience. We spend most of our time trying to incentivize individuals, financial institutions, and corporates to give to some of the highest impact climate and nature charities all around the world. That means that there's not much time during the year for us to fundraise for our own core costs as a charity, which we keep completely separate from the fundraising that we do for high impact climate and nature charities globally. So the Big Give is a fantastic opportunity for us every year to focus people's attention on our core costs, our staffing costs, our office, etc. And it's really given us the stability of operating funding to allow us to focus on what we're really excited about and what really matters throughout the rest of the year.
One of the brilliant things about having the Big Give in our calendar is that it provides that forward planning for our annual budgeting. So we know that there is that moment in the year where our donors sometimes are waiting to provide their support because they recognise that their contributions can go further. That really helps with our resilience year on year, knowing that we can count on that support at that critical time, especially during the Christmas period when we know that so many children are going to school having had nothing to eat, especially on a cold winter's day.
Taking part in the Big Give has, I feel, improved our skills across digital fundraising, particularly because we are a smaller team, and I think a lot of charities can relate to having varied levels of experience in different areas, and particularly digital fundraising. So for us, we've been taking part in the Big Give for 14 years now, and over that time we've learnt sort of as we do it what works well for our supporters in particular, and what works well reaching out to new audiences.